Hello everyone, welcome to today's weather forecast video. First I want to say I'm so sorry I've not uploaded in one heck of a long time. I know it's been a while, but I've been busy, so I haven't really been able to upload. But today we've got a pretty crazy, I guess, weather setup. We've got severe weather coming today, over the next couple days, and then on Monday and Tuesday, there could be a severe weather outbreak on Monday and Tuesday. Alright, so taking a look at the Storm Prediction Center, you can see in the Texas Panhandle, we've got an enhanced risk for severe weather, which includes a 30% hail risk, which is hatch stuff, means big hail is likely. Apparently they're saying 4-inch hail is possible, maybe even likely today, which is just incredible size when it comes to hail. And then wind, it's only a 15% risk down here in southwestern Texas. I don't really think that damaging winds will super be a concern today. I feel like it would just be really mainly just a problem down here. And we got a tornado risk, which is small compared to everything else. We've got a 2% tornado risk that goes from Texas to Colorado. And we've also got a 5% tornado risk that is actually only in the Panhandle. So I bet storm chasers are going to be all over that today because it's a very flat area. So there's a 5% tornado risk there. And let's go ahead and check out the conditions for later today. Alright, now here's the Storm Prediction Center mesoscale analysis page. So the parameters I have here is surface vorticity and surface 0 to 3 kilometer cape, which basically means, so the blue stuff is vorticity and the red stuff is the 3 cape. And basically what this means is, so blue is basically spin near the surface, so that can help in tornadoes. And then the 3 cape is basically how easily, or like the amount of, it's like how easily and the amount of energy that's in the air. So when you get overlapping stuff like this, that's usually good for tornadoes, because if you've got the spin and the rising air, that can cause supercells to form. And so let's take a look at what it will look like over the next few hours. Alright, over the next few hours, as you can see, this tornado threat will continue to do what it's doing. I don't know what the heck. And then you'll see it'll keep going. Some of that vorticity will still be there. I'm surprised that there's not a tornado risk down near the Texas-Mexico border. I think there's not enough wind shear down there to actually keep a tornado threat sustained. And then later in the afternoons, this evening, you can see that there'll still be a risk for tornadoes, definitely just a little bit smaller. As you can see up there by Oklahoma, you can see the 3 cape and the vorticity. You can see it kind of meeting up. That's where the best area is for tornadoes, and those two are kind of meeting up. As we go later into the day, the tornado threat will start to diminish. Oh gosh. Will start to diminish. There's already a tornado watch out. This tornado watch, it's pretty much just a solid rectangle, which is honestly kind of crazy. Got quite a few mesoscale discussions. Oh gosh. Sorry guys, I have a lot of problems with this website for some weird reason. Alright guys, I got the issue fixed. So, let's take a look at the environment. Mixed layer cape, 3,424. That is good for tornadoes. That is some pretty good cape value for tornadoes. And if you're new to these kinds of values, cape is basically the amount of energy in the atmosphere. So the more cape, the more likely it is for there to be severe storms and tornadoes. And then effective shear is 43 knots, which is also really good for tornadoes. And you can see the helicity and the mixed layer LCL. I'm not sure, still not sure what LCL is. I'm still trying to learn that. Skew T, this looks like just like a pretty classic skew T, I believe. Still learning skew T. And photograph, there's, I'd say I'm like a I'd say it's an okay photograph, as you can see here. So sometimes a sign for tornadoes is usually when you see kind of like an arching kind of shape there. So a photograph is basically a 2D display of basically wind direction with different height. Which is that's what wind shear is. It's basically just a 2D display of wind shear. So yeah, there's some pretty good weather values for today. So I think today could definitely produce a few tornadoes. I think maybe like 1 or 2 tornadoes. There's already near Plainview at the time of recording, near Crest and Plainview, Texas. There are actually some some cells starting to fire up down there. I do think those could probably go severe relatively quickly, because I mean just the environment, and look at the Cape. I mean look at the mixed layer Cape. So let's go ahead and move on to the next couple of days. Alright, back to the Storm Prediction Center. If we go to the Day 2 outlook, as you can see, it's a marginal risk with just some wind and hail. Nothing much, but now I'm noticing that, dude, the panhandle of Texas has been getting slammed recently. Yesterday, Team Dominator drove through some 4-inch hail, which is just absurd. And then tornado risk, it's less than 2%. I don't super think a tornado would be possible with this system, or really that day at all. Same with this. Well, no, don't really know the specific details yet. As you can see, I can only do probabilistic and categorical. So tomorrow we'll know the details to that. Alright, now the Day 4 through 8 outlook. You can see Day 4 predictability too low, which means probably like a marginal risk. But then Day 5, a large enhanced risk in Iowa. I would not be surprised if they put a moderate risk right here through central Iowa, because this is a pretty high of a risk for this far out. And then Day 6, we've got another very big slight risk that literally goes from, I think that's Lake Superior, I believe, whatever this lake's called, all the way down to Texas. So it's a big slight risk. So we've got Indiana, Ohio, Chicago, Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas. So this is a very widespread slight risk. Now, we don't really know the specific details yet for Monday and Tuesday. Those are still very far out, a little too far out to actually tell what specific values are, like Cape and other things like that. But I do think that Day 5, which is Monday, I do think this could be something pretty big if it can keep uptrending in the way that it has. So I do think that Monday could be something big. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to subscribe. I'm trying to help this channel grow quite a bit. I'm trying to help people stay aware in the path of severe weather. I'm also just trying to get my videos out to other people and, entertain some people. I don't know. Also help people learn about this stuff. And if by subscribing, you can definitely help that a lot. Bye everyone, and I will see you in my next video.